Hello everyone, welcome back to Nipple Loaded, or the sea will claim everything as it's more commonly known. I believe the audio issue is fixed. I have no idea why the game audio did not record last time. Absolutely, I am perplexed. My guest is fully flabbered, but it looks like it's working this time. The audio is showing up in OBS. I see it over there, and I did a test recording as well. So, we should be good, but, getting back into the weirdness that is this game, we did not do this room. Oh god, are these all books? I mean, they're boxes, clearly. Oh god, I hope they're not books for the sake of everyone watching this video. If they're books, see you in 2 hours. Let's see. So, find Naim, head to Underhome, investigate Underhome's pending foreclosure, tell the suspicious flower you have permission. Yeah, so we can do that in a second after I investigate whatever this is. So let's start rummaging through these boxes unless you have to. Okay, so there's probably a reason to do that at some point. Okay. Okay. That's fine. So, I think we're just going through. Yeah, what do you want? Elevator. Alright, if the boss says you go in, you go in. Just doing my job. Alright. First floor would be... third? Oh my god, that was the third floor. Okay, well I want to go to the first floor first. Mushroom is looking out for the baby next to it. A baby mushroom, isn't it cute? Mushroom is a clone. Nothing interesting to say about this mushroom. It's nice, but kind of plain. Allergic to humans? Stems from Morrowind, a mushroom. This mushroom can sing the blues. Reading a history book by Ravenlock Smith. Sleepy mushroom. Eating this mushroom would cause your nipples to mutate into crabs. This game likes nipples. Something is watching you from the darkness. You're being watched by something that smells faintly of lemon. Underhome is powered by anthic energy. That it is. These two mushrooms are exceedingly naughty. Why are they? Communist mushroom. Mushroom has a cold. Okay, and then here's you with your hat. Hi. Front door. Front door is locked and won't be opening anytime soon. The goons came through here and Underhome is too scared to let that happen again. They broke one of my terminals. Can you believe that? Hope their nipples fall off. Oh, okay. Smell of the day is Myosotis. Interesting. Subnana tree. Not a tree grew here naturally, as they do in such caverns. We're not sure where these purple rabbit squirrel monkey creatures came from, but we're all quite fond of them. Naim knows a lot more about them than I do. Plant nursery is where Thee grows the biotech you see all around Underhome. When Thee is not around, Melchior takes over. He's the parrot. At times he can be very protective. Please remember, if you need me to do anything for you, please come to my main terminal in the control room on the 3rd floor. Conserving energy so the other terminals only have descriptive functions. Cool. These mushrooms are trying to hide from you. They're terribly shy, poor things. Mushroom's called George, an ambitious mushroom. Okay, I think we want to start looking around. That's the monkey. Ooh. Cannot find language. Wiki squeaky bivaba katsu squee? Your window doesn't seem to be translating what they're saying. I need an update? I might need an update. Characteristic tale of the Subnana tree creatures. These aren't Subnanas. These Subnanas belong to the Subnana tree creatures. Some of these Subnanas show signs of nibbling. So all these bananas are bottoms? Wonder whether Subnanas are genetically related to bananas or whether this is a case of convergent evolution. Careful, if you take this without permission, the creatures might go Subnanas. Chameleon mushroom disguised as Subnana. Wait, no, just Subnana. What's the nano split taste like? Bunch of Subnanas. Chameleon mushroom. Subnanas are slightly more ripe. These boring Subnanas are trite and bananal. Bob the fighter once fought Satan under these bananas. The shy monkey squirrel rabbit creature is clearly interested in these Subnanas. You better leave it alone. The creature's too shy. Okay. Banana has already been claimed by an army of tiny invisible ants. You're not allowed to pick that one up. Nothing will ever come between those two mushrooms. This mushroom really likes umbrellas. Bob the spider's under this mushroom, dancing a traditional spider jig. Eating this mushroom accelerates brain function. It can be used to cure creationism. This mushroom is called Francesca. This mushroom is very busy. A strangely slippery mushroom. This mushroom turns into a vegetable when the moon is full. This mushroom has a very peculiar sense of humor. A rare glottal mushroom. You wonder how it got here. Okay. So can't do anything with that. Ooh, this is dense area. Mushroom, not a mushroom. You can tell the difference by the missing... Oh. Mushroom. Oh my god. 2 geriatric mushrooms? Mushroom father and son who came here to have a look at the plant nursery. What the... Okay, you can't actually hear that this time, because yeah, here's the weird sound, by the way, because I know people are like, what was the weird sound? There you go. Now you've heard it. Now you've heard it. Okay. Melchior. Melchior the parrot, protector of the plant nursery. Don't get too close. These plants are still very sensitive, and the slightest disturbance could harm them. Those barbarians broke in the other day. They made a pair of electrogenic plants turn into electrogenic pants, and a membranous clock into a... Well, you don't want to know. A membranous cock? Okay, so we got nipple speak, cock speak. You know, this game's got it all. Alright, well, I'm kind of interested in the membranous cock now. This is where a lot of the biotechnology of Underhome is grown. I'm not sure such a creature myself, but I grew up here in the time tree. That's why I'm responsible for taking care of everything. He told me so, thee did, and it's very important. Several plug plants are growing. 2 flowers of the Gearsnericeae family. Oh my god, okay. That's probably a real plant family, but they just threw gear in as a pun. Hypochromatic potting soil. Unripe keyboard. In lands controlled by Urizen, these are often harvested and used in mobile communication devices. Amazing. A lot of things I can beep boop. A small shovel. A spatula. A pair of scissors. A time fruit cluster. These look to be synchronized. 3 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Ticking very faintly. It's o'clock. According to this time fruit, it's bra o'clock. It's clearly immature. Eyeball is looking rather obsessively at your window. 2 baby eyeballs are having a staring contest. Plug plant seeds. Intestinal liana seeds. Several plant fiber cables are growing. Pair of scissors. Tools used in genetic gardening must have at least 1 H. Wild. A flower of the genus Bulbicodium. A biogenic watering can. It enjoys gardening. You don't know what this is, but it seems to be getting off a mild magnetic field. Do you know that according to Joram Duga's partially irresponsible dictionary, the correct plural of time fruit is time fruzabolini? What? Time fruit belongs to Bob the spider. There's Bob again. He intends to grow it into a huge clock tower with legs that will crush people who complain when he's late for something. Fair. I think that was everything in here. So I don't think we need to see the plant nursery. So here's all that's left. Wise old mushroom. It's not Fred. Broken pieces of the barbarically smashed Eddy node. Mushroom is very cautious. Smashed Eddy terminal. So maybe I can repair that? These 2 mushrooms think of themselves as Underhome's guards. They're quite upset. Vase and flowers are actually part of the same organism. It appears to be watching you carefully. Interesting. Underhome won't open this door before it is healed and feeling safe again. Okay, so we come back here once we fix things, I guess. 2nd floor? Kia ora, friend. Kaitiaki. Hungry. Swimming around Underhome all day, trying to see what's going on, trying to fix things, calm the big thing down a little. To be honest, I'm so tired and hungry that I feel sort of giddy. Do you fetch me some fish food? I'll be able to think a bit more coherently if I've got something on my stomach, and there's certainly a lot to think about. There we go. I finally have a job, something to do. A quest. If we're gonna use Esoteric Ebb as an example. Big goofy mushroom. These 2 mushrooms have lived in Underhome since before thee was born. Mushrooms that suffer from reverse acrophobia. Funky mushroom. Mushroom has an extra O. It does. Mushroom loves role-playing games. It grew up in a dungeon in Blackmoor. That's a reference to something. Oh god, more books. Okay, we're gonna go over here first. The goons who tried to take over Underhome ruined the carpet with their metallic feet. Mushroom was born in May. Connected to instant messaging system, cannot access newer files. Cornelia MD. Hey, what's up? How are you? Been better? How about you? I'm fine, don't worry about me. What's wrong with you? Oh, same old, same old. No one listens. Why do they hire me in the first place? Because you're clever and talented? Thanks. What's the point if they don't listen to me? I do all this work. No problem. And I collect all the data and... Or, no, that doesn't say no problem. That says RIP, I think, like rest in peace. It looks like no problem, but... No, it does say no problem. Oh, yeah, no problem because you said thanks. And I collect all the data and analyze it, and then they just sit on it. Guess they're afraid of your findings. Being afraid doesn't change anything. The mathematics are clear. You can't keep taking stuff out of a system and expecting it to keep growing. It's absurd. Dad says sometimes people don't want to hear the truth. Guess he's right, and they get angry when they do hear it. Good morning. Morning, Dad. You been working all night again? Yes, indeed. You need sleep sometimes, you know. I know, but I had a great idea about improving the lower floors, and I couldn't wait. I know what you're going to ask. The password for the roots, right? So you did change it. Sorry, Dad, I forgot to tell you. I recalibrated the Ryza sensors because there were some bugs, and I changed the password. Bugs? What kind of bugs? Those big black ones with the yellow stripes? Ah, digging scarabs. Good work. What's the new password, then? Kittens. Would you like some? Yes! Password saved the scroll. Hey, kitten. Aren't you cute? Aren't you? Are you? Can you jump? You're so cute. I mean, this is just like what talking to a bottom is like. You compliment them and they just keyboard smash. It's very accurate. To the Discord kitten over here. You still don't know how to type. I guess you don't really need to. There we go. Very comfy sofa. It smells of lavender. Picture a painting of the tentacular homelands given to thee and Nyam by Nyam's mother. Mushroom is interesting but boring. Nyam planted this mushroom herself. Dizzy mushroom. The mushroom has no nose. Smells terrible. Okay, so we got some things out of this. The computer's eye cam. But not a ton. No one goes into Nyam's workroom when she's not here. Besides, it's locked and she's the only one that has a transponder. Okay. This door, I guess? Door's locked. Eddie might be able to help you with that. Okay, so what's going on over here? Sleepy mushroom. These two mushrooms have been debating fungal philosophy for more than 3 weeks. Chameleon mushroom pretending to be another mushroom. You wonder why? This mushroom is reading a book by Yakov Sverdlov. Mushroom is wondering why you're upside down. You found the security restart disk! Yay! Interesting, interesting. So, that's another thing. Yeah, so I have a Deceyepherer disk and a security disk. Nothing else. The clock only shows time when it feels like it. It was designed by a cat. Microscopic Hypochondriacs by Dorian Paingoth. Organic Technology in Daventry by Sir Graham of Northamptonshire. Tameable Plants by Olia Lamelia. Protogenic Plant Matter in Anthic Energy Plasma by Giant McCrutcheon. Potted Mushroom, not to be confused with potty mushrooms, which are dreadful. So yeah, we have more books. Lock in. Folded shirts have been out of fashion for several centuries. Clock only shows time when it feels like it. It was designed by... Oh yeah, I read that. Here Comes a Candle by Erasmus Fry. The Mad Tryst by Sir Lancelot Canning. Child's History of the Raven King by John Waterbury. Dr. Tractatu Magicarum Linguarum by Martin Pale. Revelations of 36 Other Worlds by Paris Ormstrick. Or I Will Sell My Soul for Guilt by Thomas Covenant. Biogenic Gardening Tools by Sally Stableford. I mean, you never know when one of these books it's gonna be like you open the book and find a key or something. You never know. I found an Anthic Energy Generator. Interesting. I'm probably going to need to actually examine these things at some point. Dangers of Using Gorillas as Processors by Paul DeKailu. Some sort of book. Flesh-Eating Trees of the Universe by Anita George Smittle. Moderately Sane Guide to Biotechnology by Dr. Rog Monkbladder. Do monks have good bladders? Fantastic Breasts and Where to Find Them by Naughty Scamander? This game's horny. Eggplant Design by Mark Zabing. Crisis Energy and Analysis by Isaac Dan der Grimnebulen. Completely Insane Guide to Biotechnology by Dr. Rog Monkbladder. Another 1000 Magical Herbs and Fungi by Philidia Spore. Modest Proposal for the Preservation of Health in the Navy by Dr. Steve Maturin. Crisis Energy and Analysis by Isaac Dan Grinbulen. I've read that one, I think. I Made a Hippo by Henry Horsepuncher. Changing My Mind by Zadie Smith. Health and Safety for the Undead by Andalina Poo. Box contains black dynamite. Don't open it or you interrupt his kung fu. You really don't want to do that. Ah, black dynamite reference. Communist box. It contains the tears of 1,000 Ingalls. Yellow Book of Jam by Christoforos Marmaladus. Painted Block of Wood. It's not a book. Limits of Genetically Enhanced Intelligence in Chickens by Coda Coda. Interfacing with B APIs, a technical guide by Edward Anthrophilius. Guide to the Ceresian Monuments by Zarabis of Tarafet. Wellerin Travel Guide by the Wellerin Travel Bureau. Martin Eden by Jack London. Graves the Winter by Claudius. Complete Chronicles of Thomas Covenant by Stephen Donaldson. A Topographical Ball. Why I Nommed Gravity by Splurgius Cadus. Revolution Betrayed by Leon Trotsky. Dumaki, Book of the Century Edition by Stephen King. Literature and Revolution by Leon Trotsky. Dumaki, The Uses of Acid by Walter Bishop. Alas, He Had No Cheeseburger. Oh, I Can Have Cheeseburger reference by Gato Gatula. Counter Doggy by Oreo Antwiller. Gothos' Folly by Gothos. Memories of a Lethurian, author unknown. I also want to check these. If you gave this potion to a hamster, it wouldn't know what to do with it. Hamsters aren't very intelligent. Naughty Naiad Juice. A bottle of Dontodermatic growth hormones. If you drink it, your teeth will become covered in skin. Disgusting. Ew. It's a broom, pronounced Brutenholm. A bottle of fine Brevari, not as good as excellent Brevari, but better than meh Brevari. The Courtship of Lord Strathmorlick by Rosie M. Banks. Get with Child a Mandrake Root by Arthur Garvey Olm. Histoire d'Amour by Bernard de Valancourt. Curses and Counter Curses by Vindictus Viridian. Mice by Gordon Comstock. Some Remarks on Peruvian Cirripedes by Dr. Stephen Maturin. That's a name I recognize again. The Humanity of Muad'Dib by Princess Irulan. Daft as a Donut by Adrian Mitchell. Practical Handbook of Borg Culture with some observations upon the segregation of the Queen by Sherlock Holmes. How I Rose from the Dead in My Spare Time and So Can You by A.J. Spektowski. I Am Death by Harry Meadows. The Feeding Habits of Giant Hamsters of Doom by C. Recitus. Time Traveler's Handbook of 1001 Tense Formations by Dr. Dan Streetmentioner. Me and My Gourd by Rupert Giles. This box contains hats. This box contains Old Gravular's Newt baskets. Very kind mushroom. Tiny fairy reading a book under this mushroom. Mushroom is a bit of a prankster. Mushroom believes that the means of production should belong to the people. Damn right. Purple Drotzy mushroom. Mushroom loves to get human sauce. Ew. Sideways mushroom. Pader Kank I Mabinogi, edited by Prideri. Mabinogi is a name I reference. Biotechnology in the Shadows by Josefina Truffle. Roman Architecture 7 by Pliny the Younger. Ah, Pliny! Oh, that's fun. Pliny. They're in the Roman Emperor's book that I've been reading, and because they give a bunch of like first-hand accounts of what it was like being around like various Roman emperors and stuff. So that is definitely a name I recognize. Pliny. How to Herd Cats, 11th Revision by Nigel Burrow. Al-Shifa, improved and expanded by the author by Ibn Sina. Interesting Smells by David Mitchell. Subatomic Particles and Quantum Field Theory, a claw-based approach by Dr. McShellfish. This is in a box. It's a big hollow cube made of cardboard that can be used to store things. Cool. Box contains dozens of green socks, a traditionalist box, a blue box, and contains a slip of paper with the true name of a two-hearted alien. Box contains a smelly old achievement. It belongs to thee, but he doesn't need it anymore, so if you want it, go ahead. I think I just got an achievement. Photo from Peculiar Plains. A rare photo of a triangular ice squid. Biogenic photo of a beautiful oasis on the Isle of Stars. The image shows a mountain goats in the Mountains of Oddness. I don't know who this is, but the photo makes this look unintentionally frightening. Biogenetic photo taken by thee's old friend Abu Yusuf Al-Kindi. Mushroom is a nuclear physicist. Mushroom is afraid of sunlight. Elegiac mushroom. Mushroom is humming a song by Florence Reese. Okay, that's everything here. So that's storage. So I did get something from that. Nothing to feed you with. Sorry, friend. But, if I touch... Smell? Don't smell it. It'll make you sneeze for hours on end. How about use it to power something? The mouse feels energized. Oh, interesting. It Trotsky's. It smells of historical materialism. As tempting as it might be to drink, you use this as an alchemical ingredient. Okay, so eat gives you hints as to what you use it for. The mouse says it's too proletarian for this potion. A disc for restarting a device called the Deceyepherer. Just find a Deceyepherer and stick this in the slot. It smells of wood. Eating wood may be fun, but you might need this. The mouse is bored. Scroll opened? Whoops, that's just my scroll of recipes. Security disc. Just use it on the right machine. It smells of really secure wood. Don't. The mouse warns you not to lose it. Okay. Okay, so we've gotten some things from here. I think it's time to go back to the 3rd floor, up to the 4th. Spiderweb that's mostly used as a tennis net. Hi, I'm a spider. Leonard! Calycerata? Leonard. Good, how are you? Bob the Spider's the world's first arachnid superstar. All spiders look up to him. He's the dude, you know? He was God's mentor, helped him write several of his bestsellers. He invented air and trousers and physics and won the Olympics before they sold out to the man. He's an accomplished singer and a remarkable painter and has a drum made of ears. Sweet, huh? Yeah, Bob sounds cool. Underhome is awesome. The interface over there allows you to control the humidity, but it's gone mental. The normal setting is 21. Maybe if you set it back, it'll stop freaking out. Something is functioning at 7 out of 12 degrees, but you have no idea what. Bulbs indicate that there's a problem with the anthic energy. They also act as a convenient nightlight. Underhome humidity controls. Current mode, manual / panic. Use the plus and minus buttons to set the humidity. Please remember it will generally take some time for the air to reach the level of humidity you specified. So don't bug me about it after 5 minutes. That includes you, Mum. Generally, it's best to let Underhome regulate the humidity itself. I think we need an actual humidity amount to set it to. These mushrooms appear to be doing something, but you have no idea what. What you're seeing here is the mushroom equivalent of a hug. Mushroom smells of barbecue, smells of bacon. A tasty umbrella. Sometimes a lighthouse is just a lighthouse. Well, let's turn around. Eyeball! One of the mushroom's ancestors was a lemon. Brian Blessed once sang a song about this mushroom. If you poke this mushroom with a stick, it will turn to a turnip. It's an evolutionary defense mechanism. A stolid mushroom. These mushrooms are debating the contributions or lack thereof of the Frankfurt School. Mushroom is called Spiros. Mushroom is thinking about the theory of permanent revolution. Mushroom disapproves of moles. No one knows why, but it does. Interesting. What is this? Air filtration setting. Pattern for species. Ooh, I don't know. Biojournal? Caitlin Mysterious Druid? Okay. Error... Restart? Oh, it's the Deceyepherer! Yeah, because I had the thing. Cool. Alright. Nice to see you again. Deceyepherer. Still trying to pick a name for myself. Names are important, so I've got to take it seriously, you know. It wasn't meant to be a sentient being, just a regular Deceyepherer. But then Rupert Mysterious Druid, when he was just a kid, installed a bunch of games in my system so he could play instead of doing his homework. And the artificial intelligences of the non-player characters in those games accidentally became an intelligent singularity, and so I became myself. Because of that, I really appreciate what a wonder it is to be conscious, to be alive, and to know it. Interesting? Decipher. Can't really decipher anything, but I play a mean game of Pong. Nah, kidding, I suck at Pong, but I'm great at Borderlands. Okay, so yeah, the Tannis reference was legit. Honestly though, I really don't do much. Thee and Nam, keep me around because they like me, and because they like to play with me, not because I serve some function. I'm here because I'm part of Underhome, and Underhome is part of me, that's all, that's everything. So you can't do anything for me. Not right now, at least. Interesting. Text goes here. Started working on my first bio device. It's a special journal for me so no one can read what I think. Yeah, it's like your my secret journal. Dad says I should focus on learning one thing at a time. First biotech or first biosoftware. How the hell does biosoftware work? But I can make this work. I know Underhome well enough, and I'll work on this project every day. It'll be awesome. I guess, like, I don't know, writing code to DNA or something? Or cells? Oops, forgot to work on this for a while. I met this boy called Alan, and I don't know. He's not like the other boys in Port Dara. He's a lot more like me. He likes to go to the shadowy glen and watch the squawkses and the drunk frogs from the brewery, and he likes to read books. But I don't know. He's more like a boy and not a man. I can't imagine him holding me in his arms. I mean, I'm stronger than him. That's fine. Work some more today instead of going to the beach with Alan. I've added a second screen, but I don't know what it's going to be for yet. First I thought it would be cool to have a second interface, then I thought maybe it'll be showing pictures, but now I'm not so sure, and besides, I can't get it to show pictures yet. Underhome is more complicated than I thought it was. It's because everyone in the family has kept adding to it over the years, everyone in their own way. It's really chaotic. Yeah, that would be chaos. You skipped 4. Deleted the last entry, it didn't make any sense. I wish I wasn't so unhappy about boys all the time. Maybe it'd just be easier to date girls, but I guess that's not true. Aaron is having the same problem as me. Maybe girls are just as weird as boys and we just don't know it. Anyway, David asked me to the dance and I said yes. So excited. Don't know what I'll wear. Not another robe. He won't like me if I show up looking like a sack of potatoes and the other girls have pretty dresses. Especially if that girl from the Isle of Stars is there. She's so pretty. Wish I had green skin too. Interesting. Interesting. Wow, I haven't looked at this for years. I was so busy with the 4th floor and everything else. Maybe I should finish this someday. Can't believe how crude the code is, though I suppose it's not bad for how young I was. Unbelievable that so much time has passed. If I tried to write down all the things that happened to me since then, David, the baby, the fighting, the divorce, I wouldn't even know where to start. If I could go back, I would tell that little girl who wrote the last entry, what would I tell her? She wanted to love her prince so very much. Would she have listened if I'd warned her? Probably not. Why would she listen to some bitter old woman's platitudes about being yourself and finding someone who's your equal? Should have dated the girls. Maybe we should make it a tradition to go back to this machine every few years. This time Alan encouraged me, just writing that gives me a flush of pleasure. And it feels completely ridiculous. It's like something out of a romance book. Well, mine is the scars, I suppose. I am a little jealous, though. Moira gets along with Alan even better than I do. They conspire against me. My daughter and her adopted father, she calls him Dad, undermining my efforts to be depressed with parties and unexpected journeys to watch squawkses in the glen. It's shameful. So you ended up with Alan anyway, despite David being the one that took you to prom and you married and had a kid with and got a divorce. Where did time go? Feels like it was only moments ago that I started working on this device, my own private journal. My biggest worry was the next dance and what I would wear. I hold this unfinished project in my hands. It's second screen that still does nothing. It's cumbersome input code that could only have been written by a child. It really feels like I only just started working on it this morning. Now my daughter is older than I was when I started working on it. How very peculiar life is. It's almost over now. I don't know why I felt the need to add one more entry. I guess I feel that since I never managed to get it to version 1.0, I should at least complete the story these entries tell. As much as it may leave out. We're always going on about the circle of life, so it only makes sense that my first and last journal entry should be in the same place. Alan doesn't know how to deal with it, but I'm not so sad. Of course I wish I could be around for my daughter's wedding, but you have to let your children go at some point. And I know I'll miss Alan terribly, but I know we'll be together again. We'll always have roots in this world. We'll always have Underhome and its family. What we leave behind connects us across the worlds. Oh, that's deeply depressing. Very, very sad little interaction there. Okay, so I haven't been into this room. Yeah, we never went in there, and can't go in there. Eddie might be able to help me. Okay, so I think we're gonna have to save right here. We'll save on 3. But yeah. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Like I said, hopefully the audio is fixed now. It should be, so we should be good. So, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for some more.